Hey there everybody, Amaranthine here, and welcome to part 2, and actually the final part of making Mousecapade. We are tackling now stage 4, which is the pirate ship, and this is literally 4 screens long. It's an extremely short stage, but it's still extremely lethal. So first you want to head down. You've got these pirate guys that are throwing, I'm guessing those are like fish bones or something. If you actually touch that pirate himself, then you will die instantly. These little guys are kind of like in the Mega Man original game in Alec Man's stage, where when you're on the platform they go ape shit and they start going really fast. So you just want to be careful about that. And other than that, head up, and here's the boss already, and it's Peg Leg Pete from what it looks like. So we're going to use that little abuse method, like what we use against Witch Hazel. So let's just get Minnie up close there. Because now, I'm just going to stop for a second. Look at the pattern on how he's throwing these knives. You tell me how you can beat it without doing this trick. I mean, it seems almost impossible, but after a few tries, you beat him. And stage 4 is as simple as that. So now we're on stage 5, the castle. This is the final stage. It's kind of like a more difficult funhouse stage. So let's go ahead and get started. And you know, there's just something about this place, I don't know. The way that the background is and with the enemies and stuff, I keep thinking of Kirby. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's just coincidence only. I mean, it's not even the same company that did this. So yeah, so we just have a few different enemies now, and you can see we've got the card soldiers from Alice in Wonderland. That gopher guy up there, whatever. I know he's from Alice in Wonderland. I can't remember what he was, if he like was for anything or what. But just continue on over and watch out for the dragonflies. Want to take as little damage as possible, because when we face the final boss, if you're not at full health, it's almost guaranteed that you'll end up dying, because you'll end up getting hit more than you are damaging the boss for. But one other trick that I guess I never addressed before is that if you're holding up or you're holding down, Minnie walks right to be like in line with you. And so that's something that you're going to want to take advantage of when you're doing this kind of a platforming thing, because with the way that these are outlined, you know, you could end up having Mickey jumping onto a platform and then Minnie won't make it. Now, you know, you gotta go back down and redo everything. But yeah, so just want to continue on here and see, like, for right now, Minnie's up there, so instead of me having to walk over and possibly fall down the edge, I can just hold down or up and she will come down to be in line. Thank God we got some cake. God damn, man. No, that's not even fair. Just the second you walk into the screen, you take damage. I don't see how. I don't see how that's fair. Alright, I am kind of low on health. Let's see what surprises are in store behind this wall. Alright. And then you can see, for some reason, our health seems to permanently go up at the end of every stage. I'm not quite sure what the reasoning is behind that. Maybe because the enemies themselves do more damage, but then you could just kind of program the game so that they do the same amount of damage. So I don't quite get it. But yeah, let's go ahead and take down this gopher guy. He's kind of like a mini boss here. And there we go. I actually think that was just a dead end, pretty much. So, alright, well, we did manage to get some cake. But, yeah, still, you know, see, just like with that, I don't think there was any way that I could have... Oh, Minnie. I don't think there's any way that I could have possibly entered the screen without taking damage. So, I don't know, just little programming things like that. Yeah, you know, how? Oh, but we go into this bottom room, and yeah, there's the man himself, Peg Leg Pete, already downgraded to a mini-boss. I think this is a fairy. Oh, yes, thank God. Alright, so grab the fairy, and run. Boom! Yes. I want to call that Fairy Tinkerbell. You know, it's Mickey's Adventures in Wonderland. Peg Leg Pete, I think he was supposed to be, you know, some kind of a spoof on Peter Pan and Hook. So, you know, we'll call it the Fairy Tinkerbell. And, oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Holy shit, get away from me. Alright. Uh-oh. Alright, I'm really low on health, so I need something, but... Let's see, what does this... Alright, another fairy! Damn it, Minnie, get down! Okay. What?! I thought I took him down, are you serious? Oh, boy. Okay. So we died there. And, yeah, we get to start over here. Isn't this fantastic? And there's more good news. Pete's also going to be back, so we get to take him on again. So, yeah. Stage 5 can really be a pain in the ass, but you know what? It's supposed to be. It's the final stage of the game. You know, I mean, so number 1, yes, it's the final stage of the game. Number 2, it's an NES game. You know, I mean, retro games are probably much more difficult than the newer generation games, at least in most cases, from at least what I've played. You know, if anybody wants to talk about games that were really hard, they're always games that they played growing up on the Nintendo, on the Super Nintendo, and all that stuff. So let's keep moving on. See if we can get another Tinkerbell. I'm not so sure if we can, but let's see what's in this window. Well, I guess I'll take that. Still going to be taking crazy damage from Pete, though. So, let's just get right to it. And shoot him in the face, shoot him in the face. And there he goes. Okay, now, there is something in here. I'll tell you, that, I mean, it's so scary because you end up taking... Yes! Awesome! Because since you end up taking so much damage throughout this stage, you know, it just kind of sucks when the enemies are respawned and, you know. But, yep, so this gopher guy's gone. Grab the cake, and let's take on the final boss. And, oh, look at this. It's Maleficent. Now, if, uh-oh. Damn! Let's try again. Alright. Man, she just... I don't even stand a chance against this. Alright. Going to just have to accept that death, try and get to her with more health. It's not working out very well, though. That's all I gotta say. But in the Japanese version, that would be, I mean, it would be kind of obvious as to who the final boss in an Alice in Wonderland game would be. And that would be the Queen of Hearts. So, if you're playing the Japanese version, or if you're just interested, yeah, that's who the final boss would be. Because that makes the most sense. I just find it really funny and somewhat ironic that Maleficent is the final boss of this when, you know, she plays such an antagonistic role in the Kingdom Hearts series, so it's like, I don't know. You know, Kingdom Hearts, we had Mickey as some great hero in there, and then you had Maleficent, who was supposed to be like the main bad guy, and yeah. But, you know, this is also why I am going through and doing these older Mickey games, because, you know, it first dawned on me pretty much when Epic Mickey was coming out on the Wii that people really only, at this point, equate Mickey with Kingdom Hearts, as if, you know, he hasn't done anything since then. I mean, I remember when the first Epic Mickey was coming out, I would look at message boards just to, you know, get updated information on it, and people were always speculating, oh, well, you know, this game, they would just keep theorizing what kind of a role, like, would Kingdom Hearts play in this game? And and to me, I was like, I kind of figured, I don't think it's going to play any kind of a role. But alright, let's try to get her. Come on, get her! Yes! And Maleficent's done, but let's watch the little ending part first, and then I'll go into my little spiel. So there's Alice, and for some reason this screen looks like it's an Atari 2600 screen. Then you get Mickey calling for Alice, she walks over. I don't understand, she was captured but they like put her in a forest behind the castle. Why didn't she just run away? But yeah, that's the end of the game, and no credits, no nothing, it's just this. But yeah, this is why I'm actually going through and doing these Mickey games, and why I started with this one, because as far as I know, this is Mickey's, like earliest adventure. And so, I want to go through and do the Magical Quest series, do the Illusion series, just to remind people, okay, look, Mickey has been doing stuff and kicking ass and taking names well since before Kingdom Hearts was ever thought of. But just from what I had seen, through the Epic Mickey universe and things like that, people always trying to bring Kingdom Hearts into it as if that's the only time that Mickey ever made any kind of a contribution. So that's why I'm doing this. Started with this, going into Magical Quest. I can throw in some games along the way so that it's not just one stale, nothing but Mickey at first that I'm doing. But, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Amaranthine, and it's been a pleasure to serve you. I hope you join me in my next LP.